All right. We are back. So, I have reinstalled Windows and all this crap, which probably isn't going to fix the issue we had before. And not to mention, I'm actually pushing another 2000 bitrate at this stupid thing. So, we're just full of good ideas at this point. I'm probably going to get my external hard drive hooked back up again temporarily to get the sound files off of there again. I do need to switch from one to another because this Western Digital I had, it had like a program that went with it and a bunch of other stuff. But this other one, and a power supply, this other one didn't even need all that. Whatever. It's thinking out loud, whatever. So I got a basic stream set up. Yeah, we're going to see how it goes. I mean, went through it kind of quick and dirty. The thing I'm worried about is the bitrate and network congestion. Whatever the hell is going on, I think it's an OBS. I swear I could think it's like an OBS issue because the network itself has been fine. I don't know what's going on. It's been really weird. I don't know. I'm going to play around with it. For me on my own personal notes, dynamically change bitrate to manage congestion. That option is off. So is enable network optimizations and enable TCP pacing. I have turned all that off. Where previously the last two were on. So we're going to try it. What about the quality settings like on the stream itself? I'm also streaming to apparently the backup YouTube ingest server. That's what the auto config manager was saying to do. No, I went and changed stuff like bitrate's 8000, keyframe interval still 2. That hasn't changed. Preset, I thought about doing P7. I'm like, there's probably no difference that you can actually tell, so I put it down to P6. High quality tuning. Multipass mode is actually down to single pass, because apparently that's pretty good for helping FPS. That could help us in Fortnite. Profiles main, love and respect. No look ahead and cycle visual tuning's on. Max B frames is 2. So all that should be basically about the same as it was before. We're just missing our soundboard and stuff like that. So fun stuff. But maybe this is what it will take to help the whatever the weird network issue that OBS seems to think is happening that's actually not happening. I think it's software related, honestly, unless the freaking great router that Optimum Internet Service Provider is giving me is not working really well. Oh, you're not a bot. Sorry, I assumed you were a bot. A lot of people, quote unquote, that come in, they're bots. So I take everything that's said with a grain of salt.
Traveling to Havana.
Well, that's cool. It's nice to meet another human being. Sorry, I used to stream on Twitch, and every single person, quote unquote person that would say anything on there, it was a bot. So just kind of like, okay, and then within 30 seconds, it's like, oh, here, I can say this, I can say this. It's like, okay, no thanks. I do have a handful of people actually do watch the stream, but mainly I stream just for. It's a hobby. My 10-year-old Sonny likes to watch every now and then. And then he mainly likes to watch thereafter the fact. After I'm done, we watch on TV or like an iPad or something, and he'll laugh at all those stupid stuff. I could tell you this, yeah, I know, right?
Optimal for experimentation. But they are optimal.
There's people that whenever I have like a really good game. Sorry, I'm sitting here eating. People are like, why don't you why don't you put your stupid YouTube link in Twitch, or not Twitch, in the game chat. And I'm like, no one likes being advertised to. I just, whatever. If it happens naturally, it happens naturally, whatever. I'm not sitting here doing this because I think, I'm going to be the next, famous streamer or whatever. This is just something for fun. I actually work in IT, and this is just a cool little hobby that I do on the side. Mainly for my son. He gets a kick out of it. And then it's something that I already had most of the hardware, actually, just by chance. And I'm like, all I have to do is get a better microphone and some lighting, and I've pretty much got a Twitch stream set up, so I figured, what the hell, is hook it up and get it to work. It was cool just getting to learn the technical aspects, and the sound is probably not spot on. I used to have the sound spot on, but I reinstalled Windows on my computer yesterday, so I didn't document any of that, so I had to go back to the 2 or 3 videos I used on YouTube. And I actually have one file that actually did have some relative sound settings, like where to put like game sounds and stuff like that. And I remembered some concepts like sound ducking and all that, or when I talk, the game sound goes down. But for actual sound levels, it's probably not going to be right on. But I figure I'll burn that bridge when I get there. I did a few private streams before coming on here and did a few recordings to try and see if I could tell what it sounds like. But it's kind of weird starting over from square one again. But we'll see, it'll get better. It should get better pretty quickly. It's a cool dad. Thanks. When he gets older, I don't know if he's going to think that. When he gets into those teenagers, he's probably going to think I'm a big jerk. Especially if we, God forbid, if we have to work on a car together, he's probably going to hate me. Ooh. Couldn't tell if that was lag or what. That was weird. We have been having this weird issue where at first, the ping in Overwatch would jump. I mean, it jumped to 2,000, like literally 2 seconds a few days ago. And it was just unplayable and just stuck that way. Now, it's happened every now and then where it lasts for maybe 30 seconds and it goes away. But this is like, this went on for about 5 or 10 minutes. It was permanent. So then I got off the stream for the day. I looked at the OBS log file, and it didn't say anything other than your bitrate is going up and down. Like that it was changing it automatically, because there is a setting to do that. And it really didn't say anything other than that. There wasn't anything that could tell you what caused it. Now, it could be my internet service provider's router might not be the greatest. It could be a cable issue, which it shouldn't be, but didn't hear them. There's a lot of things could be. The funny thing was this time around when it happened, it kept going, but then my computer froze for 2 minutes. Now, I do not have weird computer issues.
Baptiste here.
And I've had weird USB issues. I think it's contributed to my motherboard because I have an Asus motherboard with the Z690 chipset on it. That's apparently notorious for having weird USB-related issues where I plug in everything USB into my motherboard and I would turn on my computer and either the keyboard or the mouse or both would actually not work until I literally unplugged them and plugged them back in. So I'm like, okay, this is weird, to say the least. And I bought a USB PCI Express card, but I didn't like plugging everything in all to that one. But it's just I've had some weird issues. And this could be partially related to the motherboard, I'm not sure. There's a lot of things it could be. It probably is just as simple as internet service provider and the router. It could just be it. So everything else seems to be fine. But I figured, I'm like, you know what? I'm already having these weird issues. I just get booted out of the game. That's weird. No message, no nothing. Lost connection to game server. Oh, wow. That's fun. Well, the stream still says it's going. No drop frames. Still saying 8K bitrate. Okay. Wait, I don't want that. I don't want that. Let's do roll queue again. It says it could be Overwatch. But it probably isn't because there's a little status bar here in OBS and it shows you what your outgoing bitrate is. And when I was having these weird issues, it would go down to 0. It'd go down to like 300 kilobits per second. Then it would go up all the way up to like 16 megabit per second. And I'm sitting here capping it at like 8K, or in the past it was 6K. Now I'm like, well, it doesn't matter if I go down to 4K. I tried even going down to 4K since I'm streaming AV1 for better quality. And it was still doing it. I'm like, okay, so I could, it doesn't matter how low I go. There's some issue. So I'm like, you know what? Just bump it back up to 8K and it'll look relatively as good as it can.
Prepare for battle. Select your hero.
There's a lot that goes into streaming. So, moved into a new place about a month ago. It's really nice. It's even quieter than I thought it would be out here. But the internet connection, it's only a 20 megabit upload. That's it. So, OBS is under the impression I can stream using half of that. So it's like, yeah, you know, set your upload to 10 megabit or 10,000 kilobits a second, whatever you want to call it. I'm like, no, 10,000, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to use half my internet connection and just hope everything else has, enough bandwidth to do its thing. 8K is probably still pushing. I think 6K would probably be all right, but I do want the stream to look as good as it can. That's the problem, so. I want everything to sound as good as it can and look as good as it can. We'll see. I don't trust the internet connection, though. That's the sad thing. I can talk on here and be charismatic, and one day a divine miracle of God happened and I actually ended up being pretty good at any game. That would help. But it's not going to do any good if people actually can't watch the stream. If it sounds bad or if it looks bad, people aren't going to watch.
Pushing ahead.
So we'll see. Let's see if any of the regulars get in here, like Sea Swords. I think he's actually in the game. Let's see. Social. He's in the app. He's probably eating or something. The kids are all out of school. Like, everybody is out of school now, so everybody gets their little, like, 2.5 month break from school. Unless you're in college. Unless you're in college, you should be taking classes in summer. Oh boy, he almost died there. That sucks. Oh, look at a Junker Queen now. That's not good. If Junker Queen plays well enough, she's gonna support Junker Queen like never dies. It's not gonna be good. I'm gonna stay with the robot. I don't know what y'all are doing. Oh boy, that's good. Jeez, Lord. Get kicked out again. Client request. Okay, so I'm using too much internet. Like, it can't handle this. Client request to disconnect. Yeah, so I need to not stream at 8K. This internet connection is just such garbage. Yeah. So I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to bump it down to 6K and hope for the best, because I think my internet is just really crappy. And trying to stream at 8K, it ain't going to happen. I could try 7K, but 6K, it's been fine. So I'm going to try 6K. So I'm going to turn off stream. And we're going to try this again.